Welcome to the Build Your Empire with the Kingdom Strategist for a time of building and expanding the kingdom of God within you. We are educating and equipping individuals around the world to build and expand in their dreams, goals, visions, purpose, and destiny through biblical principles and applications. I am your host, Apostle Deron-Shay Zorn, your kingdom strategist, here to release strategies and revelations to unlock the kingdom within you. Welcome to
Hello, dynamic people of God. How are you? We are so excited. Listen, this is Black Friday. Welcome to the Build Your Empire episode. This is the business edition, the Black Friday Christian Business Edition. We are supporting Christian businesses, and we are pushing their message here. While you're spending your dollars, spend it within the Christian community. So I have an absolutely powerful woman of God who is with us today to talk about her business. I'm going to go ahead and bring her on. She is definitely doing great and mighty things within our community with her business. Hello, woman of God. How are you?
Doing great. Having a wonderful morning.
Awesome. You guys, let me introduce myself real quickly, then I'm going to let my guest introduce who she is. Listen, I am Dr. Deron-Shay Zorn, your kingdom strategist, here to build strategies so that you may birth and expand in your dreams, your goals, and your destiny. I help individuals, businesses, and ministries with practical solutions so that they may increase their market reach and their income potential. And we have the phenomenal, amazing Andrea with us. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the family and tell us about your business.
Well, thank you for this opportunity. It's always great to talk to some soul searching members and carrying on. And for those of you who have not met me before, my name is Andrea Merriman. I am a creative harmony coach and master domestic violence help coach. What does that mean? That means that I work with coaches, ministers, servant leaders to disrupt the normalcy of domestic violence so that we can stop this violence against our women and bring back our Christian cultures in our families.
Awesome. I just absolutely love it. It's absolutely needed. And even in such a time as this where, domestic violence has really heightened. And we need to be extra sensitive in this particular area. So we do thank you so much for how you serve the community at large. So we thank you so much for that. What got you started? And then I want to get into what got you started down this road, because there is a story behind absolutely everything. I absolutely promise you, people of God.
So I've never, if you had asked me 10 years ago, would this be where I would be? And I would say no. Didn't even realize that it was needed. But as things would happen, one of my older daughters was in a domestic violence relationship, and it became really toxic to the point that she had to leave her husband, come back home, and file a restraining order. What I didn't understand and what I really push toward people now is that's the most volatile time. That's when that perpetrator starts thinking that he's losing control. And, domestic violence is all about that power and control. And so because of that, he invaded our home. He shot his way in. He shot up the house, and he killed my daughter, and not his wife. He killed my 17-year-old, the one who had always tried to talk to him and help him see reason and just kind of be his buddy. But he didn't care about any of that. He just wanted to destroy everyone. And he shot her 5 times, killing Jennifer. And what I found out from that, as I tried to get his wife into a safe shelter until we could find him and the police could do what they did, and I started seeing things that, and this was happening more often than not, that people had gotten to the point that they thought that this was okay to have these type of conversations in your marriage, that you could fight, and that was part of what people did. But what I also started finding, once we started healing process and once we started changing our life to understand what was going on, was that the fact that 1 out of 4 women are going to be abused. And I start hearing things like every 9 seconds that a woman is being abused. That's how prevalent it is. 1 out of 6 men are going to be abused by a family member or spouse. 2 out of 3 female homicides are done by a family member or spouse. And so these devastating statistics let me know that although I wanted to be in a place of doing nothing and just hide and just not deal with it, I had to do something about it. My HR background, my training, working with people, just understanding customer focused services led me to understand that I needed to do something because I had the tools to do it. And what is that? And that's when I created the Jennifer Y. Merriman Help Program, which is a program that offers hope, empowerment, life skills, and prevention methods against women from their youth up. I started working with teens and I started listening to what they were saying and the devastating things that are happening. You know, we have February coming up, which is Teen Dating Violence Month. And each year I just reiterate the fact that we shouldn't even be saying dating violence together when we're talking about our teens, because they should be in a place of safety. And this definitely shouldn't be happening on that level. But what I also started hearing as I reached more platforms, told my story, shared meals and time with other advocates, is advocates are given tools to understand what domestic violence is from the larger resources, but they're not given that intimate support, that healing support, that piece of support that tells them that they are okay with where they are, and then continue to help them grow so they can continue to serve those that are in their area. And so what I have done is build my FLR Global Institute around supporting ministers and advocates that are working boots on the ground with domestic violence victims, or may come in contact with them, or the coaches that may come in contact with them. Because if you're working with women, which is as prevalent as it is, you are coming across somebody who has been in or at risk of a domestic violence situation.
While you said, oh, hold on. You said a whole lot there, a whole lot, and you, I like you said, you wasn't aware until it came to your front door. Your awareness, right? And so many times, and I get it, because that's the same way with me, with a lot of things, or a lot of us. We don't become aware to what's happening around us, right, until it come close to home. And so, and that's why I love you advocates, because you know what, you guys are pushing powerful messages and bringing awareness to those who are so in the blind about what's happening. And that you have taken on the heart. So with that, so let's talk about, what do you got going on this weekend? We got Black Friday, we got Small Business Saturday, Sales Something Sunday, Cyber Monday. Like, what's going on?
I know. And what I've done is I've put together this totally awesome, because one of the things I started hearing And I hear it in everyone, not just domestic violence advocates, but all of my servant leaders. All of our leaders are out there basically turning our pain into passion. Something has really touched us and we want to reach out to someone else. So what I have done is I've put together this phenomenal masterclass, and I'm practically giving it away because the class itself is 4 weeks and it's not a go in, download, do the workbook when you do. I'm actually going to meet with people for 4 weeks, once a week, and then we're going to do work, and it's called Step Out of Your Comfort Zone. I want you to step out of your comfort zone and just ditch the status quo, ditch what people think you should be feeling, ditch what everybody has been telling you, and then go in and let the energy that you have, the power or you hear people talking about your superpower, understanding what that is, and just let it glow so you can continue to do the work that you do. So often we let fear stop us.
Also, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead and finish.
Well, I was just saying, so often we let fear stop us from where we're going, and we want to do it. The passion's there. I hear people talk about how they were given the mission, how they understand that this is their purpose, but you get to a certain space and then you start self-sabotaging. And that's what we want to deal with.
Okay, awesome. So listen, you guys, do you need this packet? Listen, she have put together, no, I'm sorry. She's giving away. Right? She's giving away, step out of your comfort zone. And it's an interactive and engaging implementation workshop so that you can move beyond the status quo, right? And that you can move and go and grow in the power that is on the inside of you. Or you can come out of the norm, right? So is there anyone out there? Do you know someone? Yeah, go ahead and do us a favor. Go ahead and share this broadcast, right? Go ahead and share this broadcast in your circle of influence, because there may be people that you know that need to get in on this master class. It's for 4 weeks. So question, what is the price for this class?
So the price for this class is only $97. And I know somebody's out there, you know how we are. We're going only $97, but let me tell you what you're going to get. You're going to get the 4-week interactive masterclass with a downloadable workbook. That's what we're going to work through. Plus, for the first 50, I'm giving them my journal notebook that I created, and that's going to be mailed to them. Because we're going to even go into some financial bottom line things, they're going to get my business financial planner, which is a year planner. Put your expenses, all that in there. For the first 50, also are going to get the planner accessory kit, which if you want to make it all cute and dolly and all that stuff, we've got some little things thrown in that. You're going to get a private Facebook group for support, because we're going to keep you through this. And I have some of my sister circle friends that are giving freebies, that all you have to do, go in there, put your email, get the freebie. And I'm not even telling who all those are because they're still coming in. But I have some wonderful things, some essential oil things, some meditation things. I'm getting some great things in for people who want to make sure that people are stepping out of their comfort zone, so that next year we can all live the life God has intended us to, without the fear of failure, fear of success, just fear of what people think about us.
Awesome. I absolutely love it. So tell us again, who is this particular course for, or classes for? And I'm going to tell you about that deal in a second, because I'm telling you.
All right. I already been fussed at. I had one of my business coaches call me and ask me, had I lost my envelope? Right. Did you hear me? She called me at 3 a.m. in the morning. He said, "Girl, you got me over here sweating out my pressing curl." So I already know. But let me tell you who it's for. Of course, I work with domestic violence advocates, but you may not consider yourself an advocate. But if you're a coach, if you are an advocate, of course, or any servant leader in the arena, and you're working with women, this one is not just all about domestic violence, but I want to touch that leader who's having to come in contact with these women to give you more awareness and to help you get out of your comfort zone.
You know what? I'm so glad that you said that, because I was going to bring that up, up as well, because whether you're in business, you are in ministry, right? We need to be consciously aware of what signs we need to look for, how we need to approach various situations so that lives can be saved. And so I absolutely love it that you are put together a training for leaders, right? A trainer so that they could be on the front end of helping somebody's daughter or even somebody's son, because it's happening to them as well. But at the end of the day, they could be on the front end of progression into helping someone's life being saved. So I absolutely love that. So and I know that's your Black Friday deal, right? And because this is something that has really become, I think, about the last 4 years, a little personal, as I've been engaging. Like, I've been engaging with women who are dealing with domestic violence situations. And I know at one point I'm like, Lord, why
can't we just love each other?
And so even from that, on that side, what do you have coming up for those, or have that's a consistent with you for those who are in domestic violence situations?
So for those that are in the situation, I service them out of my nonprofit that I found.
Okay.
That is Feminine Life Rebuilders. And that's where we actually facilitate the program. And all of our services for victims are free.
Awesome.
So I do have a program that I've been facilitating. My Jennifer Y. Merriman Hill program has been in play since 2015. Because of COVID, we haven't had one this year, but I'm still getting referrals in. And so what I'm going to do probably by mid-January is work out what I'm doing is I'm putting everything together so we can do it online.
Okay, yeah, I was getting ready to say, let's talk offline. So that's going to my next let's talk offline so I can, I miss IT.
Right.
I know my background information technology. So I was going to say, let's talk offline so we can figure out how we can help you support.
Yeah, right. So we need to do that, and so
they need it more than ever now. They need it more than ever now, and it's not just, and let me just say this, it's not just a U.S. thing, even while I had my little nice trip in South Africa.
Right. Your extended trip.
Right. It was happening, women was dying, children was dying behind it, and especially as COVID, and it was such a case that the president himself, when he came live and addressed it, so it was serious.
And that's the thing, when God gave me the name of my school or institute, he said FLR Global Institute. I'm like, global? You mean United States? He said, no, baby. He said, and all I could do is accept it. I mean, because I did have that conversation, and again, that was my comfort zone. And so I've had to reach out and then starting to build some relationships in different countries and different areas. And I'd love to, again, have another offline conversation with you around that. and tweaking our programs to be able to help those women.
Absolutely. And I was because last month we did do a show centered around domestic violence, and we were seeing that I think Pakistan, they was trying to pull away from the United Nations governance when it came to domestic violence. And a lot of people in the country was in an uproar because they was like, no, if that happened, what's going to happen to these women over in this country?
Right.
You know, and so with those governments and guidelines being removed, so with those type of things. So is it okay if I pull up your website?
Sure, go ahead.
I'm telling y'all, she giving
Go ahead first. Go ahead. I can handle it. And it's kind of I did a live the other day about value, because I had two different things, and I don't even know if you know what, I'm gonna throw it out there because this is life. I've had two different scenarios come up. Because I have a larger program that I actually train advocates to facilitate the program that we're talking about. And of course, it costs a lot more than $97 because I'm giving you a business. But on that same note, I've had somebody talk to me about me advertising my things, saying that, you know, I shouldn't try to make money off of victims, and which is not what I'm trying to do. I am supplying something for people to work more so that more people can be served. And then when I got the call about my website, what in the world are you doing? I'm like, see, it's really a mindset. It's a mindset. If you understand business, if you understand, and I always say, you know, even when God gave the prophets of old things to do, he gave them things to go down there and get their gold and their silver, and you know, and how to finance that, because that's how we work in this world. But on that same note, when he tells me to give away the barn like I'm doing for this weekend, then that's what I do.
You have to follow. Look, you definitely got to follow that protocol. Listen, you definitely have to follow that protocol, because what I believe, and you know, and this is the thing, and you know, and I know, look, everybody probably about to scream right at me right on this one right here. But the truth of the matter is, this is what I believe, right? God sets the price and the tone into who and when and how. And when he does that, when he have you to sow, because I'm looking at it as well from a standpoint is that you are sowing, you're seeding what you are not charging into them in this program. And which means for me, or in my mindset, is that God is going to bring about a bigger harvest, because God pay you. God pay you. People don't pay you. And even with what it is, that even if you was charging the full price, that the full price that you placed here, nobody could ever pay you what you're worth. They don't have they don't have they don't have it to supply to you, right? They just don't. And so when God make power moves like that, you just have to follow him.
That's all I can do.
You have to follow him. And you know, hey, let your will be done, because knowing that you're not losing anything, that's for sure. I do know that for a fact. You ain't losing that, because you always winning with God. And he's gonna do the multiplication and what's needed, and that he got something greater on the other side, right? That's gonna even. That's
what he said. He said, you know, go ahead and do this. All it's gonna take you, well, not all this, but your time, your people, the people that this is for, if they have an ear and they can hear and they understand this is for them, those people he has a plan for. And he needs them to get this information at this time so that they can get to their next and serve those that are out there waiting for them.
Right. And you're helping people build businesses. So you're building business around helping other people. So it's not that you are profiting off of the hurt or the pain of other people. Um, right? It's that you are helping other people develop businesses or organizations to help others come from behind. I call this a pandemic, domestic violence, because
It
it's
really is. And I
more
tell people
people.
it was a pandemic long before COVID
Right,
showed up.
right. Pandemics are happening in the world way before COVID. And we get to COVID and I'm like, oh well, what about all these other pandemics we've been dealing with or that
Right.
people been dealing with in life as well. And so yes, Chosen, I want to just address her real quickly, then we're gonna put your website up here. I don't know why my okay. Let's go here. Chosen, they will always be negative to say negative things. We have to choose. We have to focus on the vision God gave us and keep helping those women programs in need. Absolutely. You're absolutely right, dynamic woman. Oh, God bless you. We thank you so much for joining us on today. Also, for some of you guys that may be commenting in other platforms, because we're streaming at about 19 different places right now. Right now, I'm only able to see 2 of those unless I go through my phone and look for those. So I'm not ignoring any of your comments or things of that nature. Just the way the systems are moving right now. So we do thank you so much for joining us and being with us on today, right? So in order to be in all these places, right, it doesn't connect us with all of them right here. But I definitely will. I would definitely get back with you and to you as well. So let's pull up this website because I want you guys to see this amazing work here. Let me share my screen. Let's go here, application, Chrome. Okay, here we go. This is this amazing work that she is doing. So it starts, I think January the 4th is what I see. So I just want you guys to kind of see what it is that she have going, especially for you visual people. Also a visual, so you can just get the idea of what this program is offering for you and to you, and that she's giving away. Also, by the way, what is the value of this particular program?
If you just had the program itself, I valued it all of it together $697.
Okay, awesome. And so you're getting it for $97. You need to jump on it. When does the sale end?
December 1st. So after
she's
Monday.
extending it. Y'all better come on and get this bundle, get this packet. Listen, she got your 4-week interactive masterclass going with your downloadable workbook. You got your the other bonuses are for the first 50, correct?
Right.
Okay. And for the first 50, listen, you get your Journal to Harmony notebook. You get your financial planner. You better come on. You get the planner accessory kit. And you get a group, the Facebook support group as well, and gifts from her sister circle. Y'all come on through and go ahead. Now, this coupon code is going to be needed. I'm gonna drop this over here as well because that's going to be vitally important for them. So you guys go ahead and use this coupon code BFCZ2020A. Let me put it here on the screen for you guys. Did it go through? Yes, there we go.
Yeah.
I probably should have put it all together. Hold on one second. I'm going to redo that. So go ahead and give them some more information about it about the program. Let me put it all out here at once with the website so they'll.
And what I guess we're going to start with is just really making sure that you understand where you're living in that status quo, and what obstacles you see that are stopping you. And then after that, a lot of times when people start talking about things, I can hear some more things that I can help them bring out. And so it's going to be that, because there's always that space that you think you're working through something, and then there's something a little bit deeper that started it. And so we're going to get what is keeping you comfortable. We're going to go into that mindset change that you see on there, and just try to not change your mind, but allow you to be that person you want to be, to start living that space. And so there's some scenarios we're going to go through and just kind of let you define your passion a little bit more. And it's just a lot of clarity that's going to come out of it. And then you're going to have a blueprint at the end of what you can do for the next 3 to 6 months to just kind of make those goals that you've been looking at start. All of it won't be with me. Some of it may be, you may be trying to write a book, and I can, recommend someone who's a book author, or, you may be trying to create an event, and we can work with you on creating events and different stuff like that. So just whatever that is, but in understanding some coping mechanisms with embracing the change that you have going on. So we all know that there's change that happens, and change is always happening. And we say that to ourselves, but when it happens, it just stops us. So we talk about the fear. Everybody's has had their little acronyms for what fear is. In my books, fear is the fuel to empower all your resources. And that's basically what we're going to work with. Just take what resources you have. Who do you need in your circle? If you've heard me talk about my table scenario, about putting people on your table and sitting them down, and some of them we're gonna have to make up the gold plate list. Some people that don't get served, we're just going to really go into that in this month and just support each other and come back with some healthy habits, some coping pieces. And then the bonus part about the finances is one of the things that stresses us so much and keeps us in our comfort zone is we don't understand money and how it affects us, and being able to release that. And so one of my friends that's given us one of her bonuses is going to give us one of her meditations around money. Then we're going to talk about how to use the financial planner, and so that you can set yourself up to have a good year.
Awesome. I absolutely love it. Listen, look, it's time. I'm loving it. These are the areas that she's dealing with here. Problem with the status quo, mindset change, embracing change, healthy habits to get you in that space so that your 2021 would just be the year that everything changed, the trajectory, right, of your life, of your family lineage, of those who you serve change. Look, right? leaders, right? Those that are following you, they can't grow unless you grow, right?
You might need to say that again for the ones in the back.
Those that are following you, let me get here real quick. Leaders, those that are following you, they cannot grow, right? Unless you grow. John Maxwell calls it the law of the lid. And so if you're not advancing, you cannot continue. You don't have anything to pour inside of them for them to advance. And so they're stuck because you're stuck. And we have to understand, listen, leaders need to learn. Leaders need to grow. Leaders need to develop. And this is an additional development tool that you can come and take part of so that you can come out of your comfort zone, so that other people can come out of theirs. Listen, and we just talked about earlier, and now, making me think about Moses and the Israelites. Listen, they couldn't leave Egypt, right? Moses had the first step of in the true leadership place and space that he needed to be in. And there's so many leaders, like Moses, right, called to that place of leadership, but there's some questioning there, right? There's some excuses there. There's some blind spots that you haven't even recognized that's there, that's hindering your growth and development, which in turn are leading or are hurting those, or hindering those, or putting them in places of limitations that, guess what? That they can't go because they're waiting for you to lead them there. And so there's some things. So Moses had to become uncomfortable, right? He had to become uncomfortable. He had to step out of what was comfortable for him to go and lead Israel. And so what she's offering here for you to come out of what's comfortable to you so that you can lead your tribe, your Israel, to the promised land that God has called forth in their lives. I'm just saying, people of God. And you cannot listen, and because this is one thing, woman of God, Ms. Andrea, that leaders, they're so prideful. Look, leaders have leaders. Coaches have coaches. I'm telling you.
I tell people all the time, if you tell me you're a coach and you're telling me you've never had a coach, and I'm going to tell you, you need to back up and retract your statements.
Right.
Because, that's like, you preaching and never been mentored under a preacher. Or it's like teachers who've never been taught. Come on now.
Yeah, come on to get this thing together. Come on. And God has placed people to do it. Look at listen, prime example. It was 12 leaders. They had 12 main tribal leaders in Israel while they was down there in bondage. Y'all gonna make me preach. In a second. Some stuff. But that was 12 leaders. Each tribe had leaders within their tribes and leaders within their families. I'm just talking about this model because it ain't nothing new. And
right, so, there you go.
Even while they was there in Egypt, listen, they were stuck. They was just praying, they was praying, Lord, you said you're gonna give us the land of milk and honey, and right now Egypt ain't it. We in bondage. Right. And Moses had to get in his place to go and I love it. The very first thing he did, he went in there when he got the courage to come out of his comfort zone. He went straight to the leaders. And he told them what God had required of him and what their portion was going to be in this journey. And that's what's taking place here, right? Because there's a promised land that the people need to go to. And so they need your help to get there. They need your help to get there because they've already been strategically designed for you to lead them. So they need your voice. They need your instructions so that you can take them there. So help them by helping you and getting what it is that you need to send you to the next place. right, to put you into, right, the next. And I'm not telling you, look, in the pandemic, right, in the pandemic, I just spent $5,000 on a coaching program. I'm just saying. So I ain't telling you something I don't do.
That.
Look, and I ain't gonna talk about just it. Look, in the pandemic where I had to, where I was replaced or misplaced for 3.5 months, and had bills in 2 countries. Had bills in 2 countries. Like what?
But when he says it's time to move, what did you have to do?
I had to move. Right? I had to move. I had to act. I had to do what was necessary because, you know, I knew and I understand. And that ain't even the only coaching program that I've done this year.
I know. I just finished playing off one that I started, you know, right as like the week before COVID had. I'm like, okay, where the money? Okay, just God, you said go, and I'm going, you know.
So you got to get the bill taken care of. I'm just saying. And so I'm just saying, so you have to be willing and you have to take the leap of faith that's necessary. That's necessary for you. You know that there's more. Don't be afraid to step in it and get to the more, access to the more, so that you can lead the people to more spaces, right? And places, so that they can get to the promised land. And listen, gotta set aside, Coach Andrea, just to do this for such a time as this, because you could be paying $600 and some for it. I'm just saying. You can, and let me say this, because that's what she valued it at. Okay, but you technically could be paying way more.
Yeah,
for it as well. But hey, out of the abundance of the heart and the love to serve and the love and to get people to the destinations that they need to be, so that they could unlock and help others get to their destination, she's very discounted it. She's giving it away practically free. $97, that's free. Okay.
Yeah. You said I wrote it down, but I want to say why I remembered it. You said in what you just said 2 things that I wanted to go back on. You said, God, you promised me this. And sometimes we have to go back and do that, even in this day and age.
Mm-hmm.
We have to say, okay, so you told me to serve these people. You told me to do this. How am I going to do that? And sometimes he's telling you that step out of your comfort zone, because that's all you need to do. Because I know sometimes he only shows you 2 steps. Sometimes he only shows you half a step. You take that half a step and he gives you something else. And the second thing that came to mind when you do that is, what I'm offering you doesn't take a whole lot of faith. $97 is not a lot of faith. That's a mustard seed size faith. If your vision is big enough and your mission that you're on, and you believe that God has given you this is a mustard seed size of faith to put into your business and to get to your next. And that came to mind while you were talking, and I just wanted to share that as we go through that.
Yeah, I absolutely love that as well. And just adding to that other side, so that's the financial, right? And so now, you know, that faith, let me go past, because it takes faith to go past the status quo, to do something different.
Right.
You know, because there's so much conversation in your head. and you're worried about what I'm gonna lose, and all these other type of things. If you go against what's the norm,
Yeah.
but guess what? God got you. He got you because he wouldn't give you a promise that he wouldn't fulfill. Listen. Solomon, I'm telling you, when Solomon took over kingship, what did he went straight to God, and he said exactly what you just said. God, show me how to lead these people. That's what he did. Right? He had a whole kingdom. It's like, wait a second.
Like, hold up.
So, and out of the wisdom of that, and because I'm listening, out of that, when he came forth and he began to secure his kingdom, I'm just saying, we just want you to secure what God has given unto you. He began to secure his kingdom. He went and began to partner. He partnered with Pharaoh because guess what? Pharaoh was known for creating the greatest chariots. Right?
Right,
And so
right.
he partnered with him, and he purchased. That's what he purchased all his chariots from. Then he went and he partnered with the king of Tyre, right? And he went and partnered with them. He said, "Hey, you got the goods over here. You guys are best in cedar, and what have you." And so he began to come into these partnerships and relationships to help grow and develop his kingdom. I'm just saying, and so he couldn't do it by himself. He knew that there were other people who were more qualified in other places, in other spaces, to give him or supply to his kingdom, right? He knew that they were there, and so he reached out to them. Go ahead and reach out, right?
Right, go ahead, reach out.
He reached out to them so that they could help him build the kingdom. They can help him. So he used King Pharaoh to help bring security to his kingdom, because that's the very first thing that the king must do, right? And then the second thing, the king of Tyre helped him with getting that temple built for God. And it's okay, because we ain't got to be good at, we don't have to be excellent in everything. We just need to surround ourselves with people, right, who know what we don't and who are willing to pour into us those things. And that's what she's doing right here, right, to help you secure that kingdom. In addition, so she's doing two things: help you secure what it is that God has given unto you, in addition, helping you build, right, what it is that he has provided for you as well, so that it can be stronger and it can be greater, and that you can go, right, and really truly help those in a greater space that you serve. That's what that you serve, right? And so as servant leaders, we always want to be in that place, in that space. I seen you write it. I'm gonna throw it to you, coach.
We as servant leaders, we hang on to that word sometimes, and we forget the two parts. That is two different personalities. We okay with that servant part, because that feels comfortable, because we're usually people pleasers and givers, and if we're women by nature, we're probably nurturers. We can feel that part. But it's that leadership part that includes taking care of self, going in building self, going in taking ownership of our own ish, going in taking ownership of the people that God has given us to lead. That's where the problem comes in, because that means we got to do something different. We got to step on some toes. We got to dismiss some people. We've got to reprimand some people. But in that doesn't feel comfortable all the time. And so that comfort zone that people are in may be just that piece of it. How do I tell her that she can't go with me? That if she can't grow, she can't glow.
Love that.
And so that comfort zone may be just you dealing with somebody else, you understanding conflict resolution. It may not be your personal this, that, and the other. It's just, it may not be where you think it is when people talk about stepping out of their comfort zone or doing something different. That different may just be just the mindset of being able to deal with people.
Look, you're absolutely right. Because you're absolutely right, and I absolutely love that. Because you do have a lot of leaders. Conflict resolution, listen, that's not their thing. I'm sorry, conflict is not their thing. So properly learning how to resolve conflict, because conflict within the camp. So conflict within the camp can destroy what it is that you're doing. And so you have to be willing to deal with conflict and resolve them appropriately so that it will not hinder the growth and development of the body at large, or those who you are that you are charged to lead with at all. And so, look, if you have questions about the program, call Coach. I'm sure she's willing to sit down and have a conversation with you, so that you'll know that this program is for me. If you have that, if it's something in your heart, something in your mind that just got you pondering, guess what? This program is for you.
Right.
You need to jump to get on it, right? While she has so graciously provided it at a cost that is what I consider a no-brainer. Just like a no-brainer cost for what you'll get for 4 weeks of training. So, Coach, is there any last minute things that you want to discuss with the people about your business, about your Black Friday deal that you have going here, so that so they'll know that this is the right decision for them?
Just basically one thing, and was part of it as we were talking about putting people together. Part of week 3, we're going to talk about how to deal with helping your group or your team step out of the comfort zone. Mm. So once you brought in the chariots and the people that you need on your team, now how to help them grow in that same space. So not only those that you serve, but those that are serving with you. How do you work through that collaboration? Because that's all it is, to stop domestic violence, to stop any of the violence against our families, and to bring our family unity together. We're going to have to talk about the collaboration and networking. So if that's something that you've been trying to do in your community, this is definitely still the program. The other thing is, as you spoke, I can be reached, and you can give me a call on my Facebook Messenger, or reach out to me, and we can have the conversation about whether this is really for you and how it works. And I'd be willing to talk to you and just go over any questions you may have.
Awesome. I absolutely love it. Listen, come on, you guys, and be a part. Listen, not only one of the reasons why I'm doing this is because I know we need to support our community. Right? We need to support our communities and what it is that they're doing, and also to bring awareness to what we're doing in the community as well, and what form of Christian businesses that's out here, right? So we can pour back into the kingdom. When you're coming to a place, or we want to come into a place where we want to deal with kingdom wealth, it's going to happen as we support one another in this endeavors. Listen, even if this program may not be for you, do you know somebody that is for? And if you know somebody that is for, go ahead and provide them with the content, provide them with the information, send the link out to them and the code, so that they can become a part of what's here. And so I'm doing this so that we can get the word out, right? And part of that is you guys as well helping us get the word out about what God is doing and how God is using other people to help change lives. Also, if you have a business that you want to be promoted this weekend, you got sales and deals that's happening, that's going, listen, go ahead and DM me so we can get you promoted, right? We can get your work promoted. Miss Andrea, thank you so much for joining me today.
Well, thank you for having me. It's always fun to get together with you. We always have a good time.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, a gracious time. So thank you so much for joining me on today, and also allowing your business to be exposed on this platform so that others, right, can know what it is that you're doing, and they can have access to the greatness, the brilliance that God has placed on the inside of you. You guys go to AndreaDMarion.com/CZ bundle and go ahead and pick up your bundle for only $97 to step out of your comfort zone. Bundle, use the coupon code BFCZ2020A and you'll be in, right? And it'll start January the 4th is when it starts. So get ready to just break in and break through in your new year like never before. In Jesus' name, I'm so excited. Listen, I am Dr. Deronche Zorn. I am your king. Let me back up. You want to provide them your contact information before we leave here as well. Your social medias that they can connect with you as well.
I can be found on Facebook and Instagram at Harmony Coach Andrea. And I was going to type it in, but my comment thing disappeared. So at Harmony Coach Andrea on Facebook and Instagram. And basically that's where I am most of the time.
Okay, awesome. Listen, you guys, go ahead and connect with her on her social media platforms. I am Dr. Deronche Zorn, your kingdom strategist, here to build strategy so that you may birth and expand in your dreams, your goals, and your destiny. Listen, you've been listening to the Build Your Empire with the Kingdom Strategist Black Friday edition. And it's been an honor to be here with none other than Coach Andrea. Listen, we will see you guys soon.
Welcome to the Build Your Empire with the Kingdom Strategist for a time of building and expanding the kingdom of God within you. We are educating and equipping individuals around the world to build and expand in their dreams, goals, visions, purpose, and destiny through biblical principles and applications. I am your host, Apostle Deronche Zorn, your kingdom strategist, here to release strategies and revelations to unlock the kingdom within you. Welcome to